Let's just explain that we are using one of the mind training texts was composed by Atisha. And then, so we almost the ending of this textbook. Right now we are on chapter 28. Um, and then, yeah, basically I select from that textbook, which is more benefiting this lifetime. And then I try to talk less about future life, previous life, and which is our goal, the Buddhist goal, the enlightenment, this kind of things. I'm just talking less. Good morning. So just to let you know. Okay. And then chapter 20, that the root line say, never defame the teachings, whatever practice you admire, and with aspirations and the 10 spiritual deeds, strive diligent, it is right, diligently and devoting day and night.
Just to clarify, defame.
What's up there? Yeah, defame, yeah, defame.
Just coming close to defame.
Oh, I see, okay. Yeah, and then it's saying not the blame or criticize any religious and any practitioner. Um, just admire whatever you want to do it, select it, and then just do your ones better. That's the main point saying. And then also the last our class, the one line said here, through the words of learned teachers settled all doubts pertaining to your own spiritual tradition. See what is the found scripture of the Sukhatas and use your own reasoning to examining which traditions would success on the path. In terms of the which is defined, definite to success on the path. So last month saying, in terms of the which is definite to succeed on your path. So that's mentioned last time. Basically, Dromden was asking how we selected our own admirations, right? Because so one time, two time hearings is not understand the deep, whatever the spirituality and religious. And then it will not study, also I'm not deep understand, then how I can admire. So this kind of things, what religious or what my spiritual practice, how I can select it, that's the particular thing. And then Dhamma say, you just selected which is the definite to success on the path. So then what is really it is? That's continues asking today. Yeah, Chopa, help me to read it.
Master, since there are so many spiritual traditions, what is the essential point that makes one succeed on the path? It is having the desire to become fully awakened for the benefit of others, relinquishing its obstacles, grasping at the duality of self and others, and being untainted by the stains of attachment and aversion. Master, many practitioners have failed to generate such a mind. As for those who have attained temporary happiness, temporary happy results, there are many. Whatever one does is done for one's own sake. As for spiritual practices of body and speech, they may have undertaken only about 1.5 deeds. Such people who desire the happiness of turning away from cyclic existence will not arrive at Buddhism.
Yeah, this is good. So basically saying here, as I say, many spiritual tradition, what is the essential, right? What is the essential point? So we have to look at more, whatever we selected in our daily life, with either spirituality or whatever study, the whatever path that try to solve our, looking something that can solve our problem. So this kind of idea or spirituality that should select it that which can uh, which can eliminate the cause of suffering. That's the thing, right? Which can eliminate the cause of suffering. And then uh, here more saying that what are cause of suffering, like detachment and the hatred, the ignorance, those kind of things. And then also saying, yeah, the being untainted by stain of attachment overshoots. Okay, there's it is having the desire to become a fully awakening, fully awakened for the benefit of others. So this is one the idea that's the kind of two things saying. One thing you should select it that which you can how to benefit to others. Another things you should select it which things you help you to benefit to yourself to overcome by suffering, and then how can you overcome by suffering. That's kind of like a the all these negative mental emotions, or sometimes it's called mental afflictions. Try which things help you to reduce it, or which things help you to eliminate those mental afflictions. That's good spirituality. That's saying this is how you can select it. Yeah, one time. The people few times comes here to sharing their religious to for me, and then first time I just listening whatever they said it, and then second time again, and third time I said, okay, I have a problem very often having anger in my daily life, and then how I can solve that. If you have a very good idea to solve that my anger in daily life, then I will follow you. I said that. And then we keep talking, and then all this the idea to reducing our anger are very much temporarily he talks, and then each time I answer kind of debating, and then finally he do not say you don't have a very good idea for that. Then I said, okay, then you don't come again because I cannot follow because this is what I'm looking to my own spiritual path, which can help me those reduce and eliminate the cause of suffering. And then such as like anger is the one example. Mm, That's so yeah, that kind of things. Because as said here, respect to all the religious and the spiritual things, and but select your own way, and then specifically saying how I can select my own like a essential point, right? So this kind of things we have to look at. It's not just yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm not going to detail it. Maybe talks too much. Then maybe you might be have a misconception about the religious. Um, anyhow, so yeah, the essential point they're saying here, which things makes you make more benefit to others, and then another way to say which we say here Dharma, okay, and then other I can use the spirituality path, which spirituality path let you really actual teaching compassion, details, and then how to do patience, all this step by step and details, and then also which teachings again, repeating here to reduce all this our negative emotion, the cause of suffering, which step by step, not like a very gross level say, okay, you don't do that or you do that. Then that's not enough for us. We need to know how I can do that, or how I can stop that, right? So that's kind of things you can select it. That's saying here. Okay. Is this right? Uh, okay, the last part are kind of saying, master, many practitioners have failed to generate such as at mine, generate such as mine. Yeah, this is the main problem. All the religious and their treaties, and if they look at their main the text, there's so many good things, but there's still the followers, whoever, it's like a always have some kind of problem in their daily life, and also they cause a lot of problem in others in this world, even they follows their own religious. But it's not really a problem with their own textbook or religions. It's more problems the followers. They are not follow exactly what's said in textbook. Then always having problem. Any religious, right? Um, and all the practical. Yeah. The Mahatma Gandhi said he if I if I follow the Quran, which is Islamic textbook, Quran, then I must be good Hindu. He is Hinduism, right? So, and I'm the good Hindu practitioner. What it really means, like, they follow exactly their own guidance and instructions, then the follower will be the better, the practitioner will be the better. It will not make this that much problem. So look at in our daily life in this world. Many there are a lot of history there. People fight each other by the religious, right? But it's not the part of the religion itself. It's part of the people follow. They have strong what called attach on their own religious and their own view, and they based on that they against others, and then that's not really talks actually. Basically, I do not know every religious, but his Holiness is always saying the essential point of all religions talks about compassion, whether it details or not details, right? And if so, then of course, they are not said that you against others and you like have a attachment to your own religions. This is the basic problem: having attachment to own religions, and then based on that, then whenever the contradictory comes, your own religions, or who or are like against your religions, then it rise your anger. That's cause other problem, right? So the anger and attachments, those tools makes our problem in this world by the religious name. That's actually not the religious, it's practitioner, right? So the Buddhist here talking said you shouldn't have, you never ever have, better not have attachment to your own religious and your own view, even our daily life. So you know a lot of arguments coming each other's because saying my one is best is you attach to your own view. Once you're attaching your own view, then it's like to analyze to your own view is right or wrong. If you not analyze right or wrong, then just having attachment in your own view or just saying, oh, my one is right. This is how argument comes in our daily life, right? So another one say, no, I see some fault in your the viewpoint, and then how come you see the viewpoint, seeing point like some kind of fault in my viewpoint? My viewpoint is right, and then keep talking, then get anger, right? So basically, we get angry. There are many reasons. The few, some other reason could be that you do not have enough answer for that. Whoever like defeat you, saying that your viewpoint is wrong, then you might not have enough answer. If you have an answer, then you don't have the anger. Or like you might have a strong attachment, right? Or you might have a strong ignorance that you know very limited reason and you do not know others, and then they're saying this is the how my viewpoint is right, right? This is the always problem happening in our daily life, isn't it? So therefore, uh, so shouldn't have any attachment, and whatever you are your own viewpoint or in religions, and also what call to understand clear and deeper in whatever your spirituality and the viewpoint. That's makes you continuous carries positively, not cause any problem in self and others, right? This is this main problem. Whatever we have fighting by religious name or our daily viewpoints, whatever, either you have attachment or you not understand clear. So that arises, keep angers, and then once you have anger, that always cause the problem, self and other, right? So let's see. We born when we born, we don't have any religious, right? Yeah, parent does, but I do not. So as a human being, I'm born as a human being, and then whatever necessity in my daily life, I will collect it or follows any practice, right? And whatever not necessary, then I will not follows, right? But before decided that which is necessary or not necessary, or follow or not follow, I have to know, understand clear. That makes you better decisions, take decisions, right? So that's kind of things. And then if you go that way, then you will not have any attachment to any kind of the groove or religious like any categories. You will not have an attachment on any categories, right? So that makes you more open mind. Then having open minds is help us to investigate further, more examining that this is a better way that you can select it, any the method which can help in our daily life, right? Okay. Um, okay. Yeah, Triple, you will the continue. Sure. Can you read me for the next one? The paragraph.
Master,
Master.
excessive talk may not help. Whatever spiritual tradition you follow, whatever outward appearance you adopt, no matter who you associate with for companions, whatever dwellings and beds you seek, and no matter what behaviors you engage in, you must recognize that you have roamed in cyclic existence countless times. You have only experienced in them. It doesn't.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the last part saying that you must recognize that you have remote circle existence. What is saying you whatever you do, you must recognize your own the problem and suffering, and then based on that, found the antidote and solution, right? So not what follow as your my friend or my religious or what he is saying. Yeah, with spiritual traditions you follow, whatever outward appearances, right? Whatever outward appearances here, uh, it's not like a external appearance. It's not talking about the external appearances. It talks more about, let's say, the ritual things, right? Ritual. Yeah, it's more talking about the ritual or some kind of um, if we follow any kind of spiritual path, it has a prayer, chanting, ritual things, and there's also like like I'm wearing monk robe, like this kind of things, talking about the appearance. Whatever you do that, but you should know the reason. You should know the perfect reason why doing that, right? So and then the reason should connect it to the which help you to overcome that all the suffering or benefit to other too. So this kind of things talking about. So otherwise saying my spiritual priority this, therefore I have to do this. That's I think the wrong reason to doing that, right? This is what I selected. This is what I am admired that spiritual path, and then still the step by step following. and then also examining step by step. This is really important. So there's sometime I talked like the Buddhist practitioner. We do have as many similar things with other religions like the prostration, offering, chanting, recitation mantra. Those we do have it, and then for take example, you do prostration. Why we do prostration, right? We should know the reason why we're doing it. It's not just do as like it's my tradition, or just doing as like oh, someone guide to me because I admire this religious, I admire this spiritual part, and then based on that, someone guide to me do that. That's also wrong reason. So, but doing it could be wrong, could be not wrong, but definitely is a wrong reason. Saying someone told me to do that, or it is tradition because of its tradition, therefore I'm doing it. If I'm not doing, then people must see I'm not following exactly. That's kind of reason. It's 100% wrong reason. I can say that. Yeah, right. So because it's long term, that reason is not enough you to continue being this practitioner. And then this is also a lot of negative thoughts or misconception, misunderstandings arises because you not understand clear whatever you're doing or you don't have a perfect reason to doing that, right? So therefore, what I mentioned earlier, I'm sharing to my the other Buddhist practitioner, even with you doing prostration, you should found from reason that the doing these actions is applied that reducing your own suffering or cause of suffering. Let's say we offer like a water offer, or we have many things offering. Even though we're doing offering, you should apply this practice to reduce your cause suffering or cause of suffering. It is not then why you're doing this. You don't have to offer. You don't have to prostration, right? So and then sometimes we do a lot of circumambulate to the Buddhas and stupa. I think many of religions I do not see. They doing the circumambulate.
No, the Muslims.
Yeah.
They do that. Oh, Muslims.
Muslims do that. Okay, we do a lot, right? So and then even this doing this, you should know the perfect reason. Again, the reason should always go with the either it's reducing the suffering directly or is to help me to reducing cause of suffering. So if not, then what do that? So that's kind of things we have to found the reason. Again, if your reason is just simply say it's tradition or someone told me, and then it's not bringing long lasting. It's easily can change you, right? Because you just follow as someone said it. You do not have enough wisdom to why you're doing that, right? Okay, therefore, very important that whatever you're doing, even you following whatever spiritual path, but every time before you follow, before you engage the practice, we must examining it. That's a here saying it, and then most of our Buddhist texts saying that. So, and then while when you're examining, the essential point that you look at that. So this practice, how it helped me to overcome my suffering or cause of suffering, right? So then it could be you see something that solution with this after you examining, but it could be you're not still you're not seeing even you examine a lot. Then it's good to discussion with other or like bring more caution to whatever you follow. To bring more caution to them. So it not make sense for me. Or how is this? And it's not helping me in my daily life and then and so on, so on. Those kind of question, right? You should bring and then make clear your doubt, any misconceptions, what you either you read or you hear from others. The very important to clear the misconception and doubt to the before you through by the examining, and then it's very clear after that. Then you can follow it, right? This is how we should do it. Mhm. Yeah, he said excessive talks may not help. That's true. So, um, Okay, Chipper, help me to read next one.
Master, though your knowledge is vast, there does not appear to be any purpose for instructions that do not benefit the heart. We need to bring together all the teachings so that they engage with the self-grasping. Otherwise, the conscienceless, who, while seeing such defects of cyclic existence, do not make any attempts to help rescue their parents, and the indolent, who indulge in laziness and procrastination, will have no opportunity to attain liberation.
Self-grasping here, in this class, I will more explain that. I'm used that term self-ego. That's as you can take as self-grasping. And then it's saying that until you not reduce the self-ego or self-centeredness, then all these other negative thoughts, negative emotion always arises constantly. Then whatever it happening, that negative emotion and negative thoughts, then the action will be more turned into negative. So therefore, self-grasping or self-centeredness drives all these other thoughts, our negative thoughts, and that drives our change our action, right? So therefore, if you really are looking to overcome by suffering, you should look sometimes at the root cause of suffering. Here we refers to the self-grasping, right? The root cause is self-grasping, self-ego, that every time, every moment thinking I is important, right? And so that's you found something, it can reduce those root of the suffering, self-grasping here, and then also find something that lets you overcome by all this laziness, other reflections which can obscure to us to benefit others, right? Okay, I think this is so far what we talked. Do you have any question on it or further discussion? Okay, so we can continue then. Chop up,
Master, there are those who have only three excuses for not engaging in Dharma practice over the course of their lives. One, at first, when they are young, they think, it is not feasible right now. Later, when I'm older, I will practice Dharma. Two, when they have reached the prime of their vitality, they think, I am not too old and I am not too young. At this juncture, when I can do anything, I will accumulate wealth, vanquish my enemies, and protect my friends. Three, when I'm older, when my children and grandchildren have grown up and are able to look after me as an old man, then I will practice the Dharma. Right now, this is not possible. Later, when they are too old and decrepit and are not fit for anything, they think, now I'm too old. Years before, when I was younger, if I had engaged in Dharma practice, it would have been possible, but this did not happen.
Yeah. Okay, please, yeah, continue.
So you young ones, please undertake Dharma practice. Saying such things in hoarse voices, they will need to use all fours just to stand up. At that time, their children and grandchildren, the ones in whom they have placed so much hope and expectation, will refer to them with such endearing names such as wretched old man, annoying old crank. Cursing them, they might even say, it seems it is never this old man's turn to die. Everyone would be better off if he were dead.
Yeah. So these paragraphs, I think it talks a lot and a really essential point here talking. Therefore, I recommended some of our my friends says, okay, the Buddhist practitioner, right? You can this paragraph you can put on the wall and let's see every day. So so that's talking more Dharma practice. Does you the postponing doing next time. It's more we can one of the laziness that the Buddhists talking about the four kind of laziness, and this is the one of laziness, the laziness of the postponing that I will do later and later, right? So and then yeah, it is refers with the Buddhist practice Dharma, but you can take any kind of the your practice in your daily life. Let's say again, I will take the meditation, right? So when we're doing meditation, either we are doing like a lot of problem in our daily life, then we do meditations. And then you have a lot of free time, do nothing, then we do meditations, right? That means you are selecting meditation. Doing meditation is like a um, um, it is not your daily part of your life, right? It is just not necessary. You are taking it as not necessary. Uh, if you think it's necessary, then you will do every day, right? Why we not doing every day, and why we selecting some like a some kind of situations that because I think you we are not thinking that much important, right? But some another way we accepted that meditations is helping if I have a stress or if I have some kind of another problem, then that because when you have a suffering, then you try to do meditations. That means you are accepting it's some kind of benefiting it. But during the time, it's not really turning into the helpful because you're not doing daily practice every day. But as you're accepting it is help to overcome stress or anxiety. So then, um, but you know that, right? And then also uh, here we're talking here, and then also you might read your own book, and then we're seeing that a lot of good idea, that good solution in our daily life, right? But we storaging those kind of idea. We're not applying our daily practice. Storage means like we keeping it. I will do it when I have a problem, right? So, like say again, the meditation or the forbearance practice, whatever give the best reason, good reason to do patient practice, right? So so you say, oh, it's wonderful, it's very helpful. Then after that, you just live there. You're not practicing, right? Even you found it's wonderful. Then some other days, like when you are practicing, is not turning helpful. Uh, yeah, then this is the anxiety problem. It's kind of like we are storing or we keeping, not doing it the right now. It's similar here saying I will do like when I become older, right? So I will do sometimes when I'm free, or I will do when I have a problem. Until then, you are not apply practice. You just keep as a storage. All this good idea, right? And it's possible you forgetting it, or even you not forget. Then you try to apply on a moment that you have a suffering. It's not really helpful. So this is similarly here. You keep postponing that. Oh, I will do something else, someone else, sometime else, right? So this lot of happened to me that the people ask, they're really heavily have suffering, and then they come to me, and then we talk the person to person, right? And then they're saying, okay, another making short way, okay. Even my friend Lauren in Virginia, he said some things. Um, let me example his what he said it. So he's what is psychotherapy, right? He's
Psychotherapist.
right, yeah, psychotherapist, and then people comes to him, and then he give some advice, right? And then they feel very good and relaxed, and they left. The same problem remaining at the next time. They're coming back again, and they're coming back again. Then Lauren said, "Okay, I told you this kind of idea to do it. Why you're not doing this? And why you coming back if you're not doing?" Then that person said, "Yes, I'm not doing it, but coming back here, just hearing it's important. Like it makes me relax. Just listening or hearing me it makes me relaxing." Because you see what the problem there. It says just come to you and listening to whatever you're talking to me. It makes me relax. but he is kind of repeating, all right? But when after that is why it's not turning into helpful? What do you see it?
He's telling them what to do, but they're not doing it, and
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
point? Why are you keep coming back? Because I'm telling you the same thing over and over, and you're still not doing it.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, we say coming here and just listening is makes me relax, right? And then yeah, I thought it's just making relax to them or he when he hear it. So he sees that all the solution and reasons are good reason. That I think makes me and then during the time. You are thinking same time when he talked, right? You are thinking, okay, this is good reason, this is good reason. Well, you think these are the good reason, and then all the negative thoughts like kind of even they avoid it or reducing at the moment, right? Because your mind more forward there's the present like instruction and then those are the very positive instructions and then at the moment you that they almost don't have any negative thoughts that makes you relax and then after you are not thinking again. That's the problem, right? So the moment you are thinking, because when you're listening, when you're doing the time, you're listening, you're thinking. That's the help. After that, you're not thinking, and then you are not applying practice too. That's the problem, right? So, and then for me, saying something, then they say good, and then they left, and a few days later they're coming back, and the same problem. And then when I repeat it, saying, I know that. So, and then they knows actually exactly repeating what we said it earlier, what I said it earlier, exactly repeating it, they knows. And then I have to find another solution, another idea. So giving it. Then again, few days later, come back, and then many times they did this. They come back and then know exactly what I said before, right? And then what else? Then they what else is not help? What else is not help? So yeah, it's not really mean that it's not help, or I don't believe that whatever idea it's not help, but the problem is not you are not engaging it. This is the main problem, right? So the Kadamba master here, we're talking the Kadamba master textbook, right? The Kadamba master saying, whatever you hear, contemplating on it. Whatever contemplating and decided, you apply the practice. You cannot miss these three doing with one practice. Like I said, forbearance or compassion. Let's say we now hear the compassion. Whatever we hear today, and you reflect it more again and again, which is help you to not forget, and then also examining more to find this idea is perfectly working or not working, or perfectly functioning or not. So through by the examining, then you found the if you found is the functioning or it's helpful, then we should apply. The applying means practicing, and then it's daily, every day, right? Every day practicing. So then sometimes people mentioning the questionings comes, if I do it, whatever I hear today, that subject matter, I try to apply practice. But before I finish that, I hear new ones and again new ones. Every time I hear new ones, and how I can select it, right? Well, yeah, you hear new idea at each day or whenever you read a book or attend class, you will hear the new ideas. But the practice is go back and from beginning, whatever you are remaining right now, you just do it few months, and then you can move to the what you hear. You understand what I'm saying? Understand, right?
So if you have a practice, do that one for a certain time, and then if you learn a new practice after you've sort of done the first one for a while, then apply the second.
Then follow that, right?
Yeah.
Even you hear while you're practicing, follow some practice right now, but you hear new idea. But our minds jump there, right? instead of completing what we're doing right now. So basically, I'm saying that you should complete. At least even you cannot complete. At least you should get a familiarizations with this idea, and then you can move to next with the idea. That makes you better. So whatever you hear the good idea each time, then your mind's jumping here. Let me test this. Let me test this. So every day you hear a new idea, then you just go to the next idea. Then you cannot catch up any that practice the previous one. Then at the end we are zero. Then nothing get anything, right? This is yeah. The doing this is important, and here refers the last the point is saying, so you young ones, yeah, please undertake Dharma practice, saying such things as horse or wise, they will need to be useful for, okay. Yeah. So they will need to use all fours just to stand up. You understand that part, right? Okay. Yeah. And at the time, their children's and grandchildren's, the ones we want. Okay. Here, look at there. One of our discussion, I mentioned it. Let me say it again. We keep postponing our practice. All this wonderful idea, which we know, or all the wisdom, but we keep postponing its practice. And then, how much you postpone it, so you are losing the chance to do practice, because we know that all the body and mind, everything is, we're getting more seniors, everything is decreasing, right? It's getting less power, right? So losing our eye visions, and our body's not as strong, and mental's having more forgetful, so how we do seniors. That's not really good time to practice, right? Because you don't have enough strength doing that. And then selecting this, I will do it when I become a senior. That's again, we are losing very good chance for that, right? And then continues to remaining on this point. But I'll try to say it. Yeah. Let me think the word. Okay. Yeah, how much we become more seniors, that much our life is very much rely on others, right? It's either it's your children's or grandchildren's or nursing home, wherever, whatever. It's more relying on others, right? And we become more reliant on others, and then if we do not have enough on control, and all also if we do not have enough, like not build up enough the positive thought or positive mind, then how much you become a seniors, that much increase your anger more, right? Because there are more many cause and condition increases your anger, and then increases all these other negative emotions, and then as well you relying on others, same time increasing your anger, that cause you more suffering, right? Your angers makes that whoever you rely on turn into the like a bad person. They're not the bad person, but your anger caused them to turn some kind of negative, and they will not treat you well, right? They're not listening to you. They're having more anger and more anger. So it's like a senior. That's people decided not reason to remaining, not reason to keep like a keep alive, right? So why are we to survive with this kind of lot of suffering? So many people think, especially when become senior, so I should die sooner, right? Or I'm going to decide to die, right? So because of suffering that you cannot handle it, both conditional, your inner negative thoughts, and then the external whoever's the helping you, that cause you a lot of extra suffering, that your mind go up to here, that deciding that dying, right? So, but on the look at the many of our Buddhist practitioner, so how much you have a long life, that much you have opportunity. Doesn't matter the senior or younger. So how much you have a long life, that much opportunity. Instead of saying you're seeing life is essenceless, because they see life is very opportunity and essential, meaningful. So and then like yeah, 2 weeks ago, I went to the also group that talked to the one seniors. She's 90-year-old. But she still wants to learn something that I went there and then teach to her to somehow on main practice. And then she keep asking question, and what in the world to do that? She still shows a lot of enthusiastic. So and then always busy, every time busy, right? Sometimes she also living with her daughters, and then she have to look after their childrens, right? But after looking their children's make her like losing her time, wasting her time, so she have another thing to do, more important things to do. So but looking after children's well is good, right? And then other people it's good 10 past two, but she's finding there's more the wasting her time for to complete her practice. This is how it keeps busy when it becomes sinner. This is build it up when she's young. It's not that suddenly it comes, that thoughts, right? So it's when we become a sinner, our habit is the lot of the most things. If we looking the benefit by our own self, it's habit. Our habit is the actually helping it. I think she still keep that much interesting because she sees whatever she's doing is like a very meaningful at the way young, which way beginning, right? And that keep thinking to build up her habit, and then never tired to doing that, and then keep wants to more learning, right? Good morning. So that's kind of thing. Look, see. So she still wants to more life. So I'm very opportunity 90 turns 90. I want to stay more and more and more. And then and the other like example, again I see one of the other ladies. She's like 80 years old, and then we've been long time together, right? And then she took many initiation and many practice at the time. She's following the practice, and then again I went to see it recently, and then she stopped all the practice. And what she doing right now, Tai Chi and yoga. Um, why? Because um, I'm here now almost 19 years, right? So if she study with us, I can say how 10 years or 15 years, that much she study arts. And then when she's young, she never familiar with this kind of Buddhist practice, right? And then when she interesting, um, uh, and then not that long, like I can say 15 years, right? Um, and then now deciding not doing anything instead of Tai Chi and yoga. So see that at the beginning, not hear it, and the new idea here, once you have interesting, and then as you not build up enough the habit in your daily life, then it makes you tired to doing that. It makes you then not point to doing that. So the two different. One is 80 years old that I said it, and one is 90-year-olds what I said it. What I'm saying is here, it's really their habit. They're interesting. What they keeping interesting continuously. They see value. Then this depend on how they see value and their habit. That's two makes big difference when become a seniors. One is totally stopped it. One is continues to want to learn it. So the age different. The who's the continues stopped it. 80 years old wants to continue to learn it. 90 years old. So This is happening with all of us, right? And then therefore, doing right now, build up the good habit or apply your practice to see some kind of result in your daily life doing this practice. If you see the result, then it will encourage you continues to doing that because you see some result, right? So and then continues helping even you become 90 years old or more. It will continue to help, and then you're always seeking living long life. I want more life doing this. I want more life to completing it. It's kind of keep busying with some kind of spirituality and positive things when you become seniors. So, becoming that kind of things is not easy and not simple, right? So, and then look at with 80-year-olds, why she stopped it. So, and then, yeah, let me repeat, not seeing it's valuable and then not build up enough habit in their daily life. This is the problems comes, right? So, this is we should preparing, actually we are preparing materialistically to when I become a senior, I have to collect it enough money when I become a senior, right? And I have to have a good health when I become a senior. Those things are good actually, right? But same time, you can also build up. When I become a senior, I need enough spirituality path. So I can control my own way. I can control my own self, right? Something that you have to build right now. So, same as like you are collecting money or becoming more good health. She's become a Taiji. She's playing practicing Taiji. It's health condition. She wants to live long, right? So. And then, yeah, all this goes similarly, right? So, and then it's very helpful. Yes, those the health conditions better is helpful. Also, the collecting monies are helpful. But at the same time, when you have those conditions enough when you become sinner, but you will still suffering a lot through by your own mental reflection, what I mentioned, right? Self-grasping is always present there, and self-centeredness is always present there, as well as there. And no matter how much you have external good conditions or cause or like a material, but still you will have a suffering, right? And then how you can control now, whatever you prefer that things are not really benefiting now. It's not helping me to overcome by the suffering. Now, what things makes you overcome suffering? We have to think more on it. And another example, sometimes it's possible that we might get a very like a serious illness, right? Could be like in hospital, maybe months and months we might need to see the hospital, or months and months we might need to sleep on the bed. You cannot move anybody. Then what are you going to do at the moment? Right? Still, we can make our minds happy because it's inner practice, right? So this is the only help us do inner practice. Therefore, it's not too much rely on a materialistic. That how we grow up to 100% rely on the materialistic, but when we're suffering, that's not help. We clearly see that. Therefore, let me repeat: if we happening like happening this to us, like right lying on the bed, months and months, years and years, right? Yeah, it's very suffering, and then. Similarly, that when you become the senior, the same problem will remaining. So we need to learn right now. We need to practice right now something that it can help me to when I become senior and something happening like this, or once you practice right now will help for both self and others, as well as you are calm And when you become sinners, as well as you have a very compassionate mind and positive mind, surroundings are good. Happy, they will be happy. Whoever's come to serve you, they will be happy because your attitude and your thoughts very positive and compassionate, right? That's reacted. Whatever you reacted, what you build it up in when you are healthy, and then whatever our reactions or actions is follow our thoughts, and as well as like the the practice uh, inner things that help us to our reactions always good and actions always good, right? So then all these there's helpers and your surrounding, whoever surrounding you, your relative, whoever, they will be very peaceful because you are calmness and positive. And then it's very depend on today's life, right? This is the saying here. Yeah, you get it? Okay. Mhm. Okay, Chapel, can you read me the next one? Do you have any question on it? Okay, yeah.
Master, can such people obtain happiness? If Dharma practice is found in them, a horn is grown on a rabbit's head. There are no stronger means to forsake Dharma practice than these three excuses. Master, pray ensure that we do not fall victim to such a fate. When one is young, when one is young, one is vigorous. So it is time for the young monk to practice Dharma. In the prime of one's life, one can undertake any virtuous activity of the three doors, so that it is time to practice Dharma. If one is old, one is worn out. Nothing really matters much then. Being close to death, one should think of the practices that can be applied at the point of death, thinking, I will need provisions for my future life, which is sure to come. Seek the three conditions that help one not to set Dharma practice aside. Even if it hastens death, striving in Dharma practice is crucial. One must help lead one's parents.
Okay. So that's saying every time, every moment is the time for Dharma practice, right? So right now and then after that, every time is Dharma practice. There are no that separate time that you are selecting. Like say, oh yeah, most of people saying, oh, when I become a senior, then I will do Dharma practice. Um, it's good if you remaining until senior, then you will select it perfect, then, right? But who knows, right? We are remaining until like I'm become senior or not, or retire or not, right? Sam was saying, when I retire, then I'll do practice. So again, we do not know one thing. We do not know we remaining until retire or not, and then so. Okay, this basically saying every time, every moment is the practicing. So that in our daily life, how we can share our time, because um, the monks and nuns, they are not who is not householder, right? Who is not householder, they have a lot of time to doing more practice. But householder have another thing to do. That means like how you can. Makes your every time and every moment for apply Dharma practice, right? Uh, I can say definitely you should have a few hours only do Dharma practice, and rest of time where you're working, you still cultivate your inner like a compassion or patience thoughts, while you are physical moving, but still you can examining or cultivate something in the inners, right? So um, then every action you're doing it, you turn into the path. Every moment, whatever you have to think in the moment, you turn into the path. That's the one way to do it. Or then another is that during the time that you selected in your daily life, 1 or 2 hours. This is my practice, a time for my practice, right? So then definitely you do more serious on the time. But when you're outside, then every actions, every thoughts turn into the path. So then every moment you're doing Dharma practice, right? So for example, say, okay, I want to reduce my anger in my daily life. So, and then antidote for that is either forbearance or love and kindness practice, right? And then, if so, then within these two, love and kindness is much better than forbearance, right? The forbearance is just you handle uh, with suffering or try to not have suffering. That's it. So it's not 100%. It's not necessary that you have 100% positive mind. You still have a negative mind. We're doing with the forbearance practice, right? So and then again, when we depend on other, it's caused problem again. So therefore, loving kindness practice is better in our daily life. And then if your main practice is keep as like a loving kindness practice in order to overcome by anger, then you should have a 1 or 2 hour either you're contemplating or meditating on loving kindness. That's 1 hour. Keep very serious practice. And then when you go outside, then every moment when you are walking and then try to see or whoever the company with you, keep them as like an object of your loving kindness, and then see, oh, those are people who are suffering. One of the human being is similar as me, and who are having a lot of suffering. Look at that way, and then that's training. It's helping you continuous cultivate the loving kindness, because seeing them as like a suffer, having suffering, right? Then your mind's connecting better with them, and then also seeing them as kind at the moment, right? And then when you work, you not work for money. You work for whatever you're doing right now. It will bring benefit to some way to benefit to others. Whatever you're doing right now, either one person or two person or more, it will make cause them have some benefit, like who are making clothes, right? So I'm sewing a shirt for people for my own like a surviving life. But if your mind motivation at the moment, I'm serving like I'm sewing, what's called making shirt, t-shirt. Yeah, okay. I'm making t-shirt for others, right? That's benefiting other, right? So you're more focused. Whoever wearing this t-shirt will be protect sun and rain, or whoever wearing this t-shirt. I wish them have a very comfortable and happy with this t-shirt. That kind of thing. So you don't have to think money. Money, either you think or not think, your payment will come, right? So therefore, at the time when you work, you're more focusing that you are benefiting to others. Then again, you applying this movement work is to cultivate your love and kindness, right? And then you hanging around, like I say, go to a beach or a mall or like in the movie. There again, you will see many people. Take them as like an object of your love and kindness, and see them as suffering, and then see them as kind to you, and then again you will keep wishing them to how wonderful if they have a happiness, and I wish them always have happiness. That kind of things every moment you can do, wherever you go, wherever you do, you can make the time where you can make these actions to cultivate your love and kindness, right? So that means you every moment you're doing it. It's not that much difficulty doing it, and then it's doing that every moment you build up the positives. Then once you become a senior or when you're lying on a bed, you will not have any problem, because you can still think compassion and love. And whoever comes to you, you smile, you can smile. Even you are really serious, painful, still you can smile. Or still you will smile if your mind is totally like a what's the yeah. If you have a strong habit, your mind with loving kindness, or your motivation staying, your mind uh, actually, I should say achieved, if I achieve the love and kindness, achieve the compassion. Even not, then your the mind is very much having good habit with the love and kindness, then you will smile whoever comes to you, because um, uh, your motivation at the moment, your thought at the moment. right? That's just things happening. Okay. So that's things there. So every moment you can mix the apply to the practice your own goal, isn't it? If your goal is like a loving kindness, then you can do it. Or if your goal is something else, again, make it associated with it. It's connected with it, whatever your goal. I think this is more skillful and smart, right? Okay. So any question on it? Yes, please go.
What does it mean? It says one must help lead one's parents.
Yeah, it's saying that when our practice is not the only that I should overcome by suffering, right? Also benefit to others.
Mhm.
Also, how if I achieve the loving kindness and compassion, which you seeing the very useful and meaningful, helpful, then why not I help them to have compassion and loving kindness? Or even I cannot exactly help them have loving kindness, at least I should some kind of benefit to them, right? And then it's yeah, and then one must help at least one parents. Then helping parents there are a lot of numerous good reason that helping parents. But sometimes we stuck with some kind of emotion, and then it's blocked to you to helping parents. It's blocked to you to not seeing all this what done by the parents done to you, right? When we're not seeing this kind of things. If we just sit down and calmly think, whatever the reason said, how parents are so kind to us, then it's here saying you should benefit or you should help or you should lead. Here say lead one's parents, lead one parents and let them have some kind of compassion or love kindness, whatever, or will you have it, or you should benefit. If you have, if you, how much you think their kindness, even you're not thinking separately, I have responsibility to help them. If you're not thinking, it comes because of you keep thinking their kindness, right? This is the best way to celebrate the Father's Day and Mother's Day. So uh, this is your the Mother's Days. Better think the long list of kindness from mothers. Father's Day, think long list of kindness of fathers. And then if you have some kind of problem to making long list, then you think, reflect to yourself, why am I have problem with this? You are doing properly, or you are finding the right way, right path, right? So you should reflect on your things, because if you're not finding the long list, it's your problem. It's not their problem, parents' problem. That's how I think it, right? So then therefore rethinking it again and again, then again still you have a problem, maybe go to talk to someone, right? I have a problem. When someone explain from beginning to end how many kind, it makes sense to me, it's kind to me, like I understand that, right? But when I try to make a list of the kindness of parents, then I cannot finding enough list, or I don't want to do that, right? So then I think it's something goes wrong with our own thoughts. Uh, so right, therefore, more reflect it or think yourself. What's find it out exactly the fault. What it's how it's obscured me to continue thinking their kindness, right? And once you're able to think their kindness, again, no problem at all. And then again, recently one guy's come and the he share his work is right now serving his parent, and then looks like he's tired or some kind of he have problem. He cannot continue to do that because of his girlfriend. See that kind of situations, right? the girlfriend makes some kind of problem to continue serving or continues keeping that job. And then also when they serve their parents, they become people when become a senior, they will do a lot of demanding, right? Do this and not do that. And every single thing they were not happy, if not do exactly how they wish it. So, and then that's annoyed a lot, right? And then that's maybe one reason that I don't want to continue to do that job. But we look at the Buddhist point, this is the best job that you have opportunity to serve your parents, receiving money for that. Right? So there are two opportunity there, money and then the parents serve. Because either you receive money or not, we should serve our parents when they become a sinners because of their kind, right? But doing that, you have a very opportunity. But because of annoying, because they are demanding, or because of your girlfriend to changing it, then it's right to change it, right? You have a right to change it, but changing it is appropriate or not, or you're losing some kind of opportunity or not, then we have to rethink it. So yeah, but if you think enough their kindness every day, and the demanding and small, that's kind of never annoyed to you, never ever annoyed to you, and then you will continue think is opportunity to me. Not stopped it. They never stopped it, right? So, therefore, it's good to think the long list of kindness their parents every day. Maybe not even you not cannot every day, but once in a month, right? And constantly, again and again, wherever you are free time, you think it, right? So this is one things making. Okay. Oh yeah, leave it there. Okay. So anyhow, this is I think it's a better way to celebrating the Father's Day and the Mother's Day. When I was long time ago, whenever we have a class at the same day, Father's and Mother's Day, we are doing something, the reading some kind of list for kindness of parents. We did more like Mother's Day instead of Father's Day. But same day we are reading some kind of list of kindness and then recommend it or encourage them to do continuous thing on it. Whatever, okay. So this is help, and then yeah, this is a very long answer for your question. Yeah, sure.
Because it said we should lead our parents.
Uh-huh.
So there's a difference between appreciating and
Yes.
serving.
Yes.
Maybe they don't want to be led, but you can also, like when you're doing your meditation and you're leading them into imagining them
yeah.
there.
Here leads is more inspiring. You can take us more
Okay.
inspiring.
Okay.
Therefore, I mentioned earlier that if you think that you have whatever you have, the compassion or love kindness, is this is meaningful, then you try to have them. You can try to have them love and kindness. Be skillful, not forcefully, right? Or you can find another way to how can make them overcome by suffering. Lead means inspire or overcome by suffering. Let them overcome by suffering. Yeah. And then thinking they are appreciating our kindness, definitely you will help it to lead you them. But you not think kindness, you meeting sometime, then how you can lead it, right? So leading them to or inspire them, you have to see more there, and then always whenever you see you have like some kind of inspiration should be there, right? And then help them many different ways. But so far we are helping them like bringing tea, cooking food, and then clothing, washing clothes. This is very helpful. It's very good, but they suffer not only by these things, right? They suffer not only that I do not have enough food. They're more suffering inside the mental. So therefore, you do practice first, and whatever you found the good solution, you lead them it. This is the talking. Yeah. Okay. Any other question? Who in online? Any question there? Yeah, today I do not have a next class. I have more long time here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, then we will read the next one. The information is too much for you, or it's still good? We keep reading, it's collecting more information. Okay.
But failing to impermanence even for a single instant, they look here and there, and at times laugh at things that are dissatisfying and take joy in them. At other times, having to experience even a single suffering or dissatisfaction, they cry out in sorrow and shout lamentations. They don't cry for major sufferings, but do for minor ones. They do not cry at the fact that all of their parents are suffering, but do so if a single being is dying. Even in terms of this single being, they don't cry at the fact that this being undergoes constant birth and death. Rather, they cry when the being dies once. They don't like to see the past and future, they see only the occasional sufferings, without seeing the long-term consequences. They only see the immediate source as the problem, immediate as the source of the problems. And then should I continue to read?
Yeah, please, yeah.
This situation is like the so-called tale of the bad dog. Once an owner of a dog needed to hide. There was an imminent danger from his enemy, such that if his dog were to bark, the enemy would discover and harm the owner. So he tried to tie the dog with a leash and hide it inside. However, the dog acted as if he were being slaughtered and would not obey at all. He wailed while inside the house and, unable to bear it anymore, ran outside and began barking. The enemy killed the dog and then killed the owner along with him.
Yeah. Just take this example for understand meaning is about saying um, we are stuck many times in very temporary things. Um, let's say here saying you cry, you're not crying um, for all these parents dying, you're crying for one people dying, right? So yeah, okay. We can take example like this. Yeah, when we lost someone, right? When we lost someone, it's very heavily feeling sorrow with us, and then keep crying that, right? But at the moment, if you think like I'm not losing just one kindness people in this life. I'm losing many kindness people in this life, which is kind to for me, right? So many kindness people in this life. You think more the bigger image that makes your sufferings lighter. You understand that? Yeah.
Like equanimity?
Equanimity is one, yes. Equanimity is one, and then um, or comparable. Also, it's a lot of help, right? Sometimes it's having like some kind of problem in within life, and then we're thinking it's only happening with me. But if you look at more the others, then you can see found more. Some are having more suffering than us. That's comparing. When you see that, then you makes your sufferings lighter. So. Yeah, it's one way to see it's kind of like the funny is few years ago, again one of the Tibetan family and they lost their fathers, and then the daughters, they have three daughters, and the two daughters very strongly crying, and then it's not just short, whole day, and then especially the cremating the body. They cannot let it go to cream it, just pulling and that much crying. So today they're happily laughing. What makes things two different things? So how comes, right? At the moment they lost their father, they almost like a month and month they cries actually, but after that not cries every day, but they have feel sad always time. They feel sad, right? But right now, I do not see that any kind of single feel sad about losing father. The few years ago, there was that, not right now. Why is coming that? How is it becoming like that? What do you think?
It's an attachment.
No attachment.
Well, yeah, there was strong attachment and it's faded over time.
Yeah, that's the root one. Yeah, that's the root one. And what else you see is different between these days. Cried at the moment a lot, and then almost year you have feel sad again and again. So then after a few years, now you don't have any feel of this.
Impermanence?
Yeah, just think just imagine that at the moment emotion why happening is, yeah, that's basically what you say impermanent economy. Yes, it's connected there, but as look at it as what is it? It's an ordinary way life, why happening this?
Overcoming
Uh,
grief, right?
yeah. So the overcoming could be the making forgetting it. And at the moment you have a strong emotion, now you forget. No emotion at all, right? So, and then once you forget it, everything, forgot, right? So forgot, then even you see your father's photo in front of you, no feeling at all now, no feel sad. We have to think why really making this distinction between that during the time that actually they lost, and then after a long time even see the photo not having any feeling. Why it's mixed? This is one of the human, I cannot say natural. Yeah, we use the nature. This is kind of like one of the human nature, right? So but if you are happy right now after a few years, you could be happy at the moment. Not really say happy. You could be okay at the moment when you lost someone at. The time period change your emotions and then change your attitude, right? So the time period. Otherwise, if you are cry at the moment, you should cry after a few years, right? So if you not cried after a few years, why you cry at the moment? What's this different? It's all the emotion play, right? Emotion. It's emotion that you cry, and emotion now you're okay. Emotion, they are not really good reason to do that. They are not really good reason to making distinction between two, but only that clearly say that we just follow the emotion, right? And then after a long time, now we forget it, and then not having anything, no sadness. Now you are try to be more happy or finding some kind of enjoyable or enjoyment, right? So that moment when you lost, whatever feel comes, if you carry this feel every time or to everyone, then that we can build the equanimity actually, right? So and then you will remaining like the smoothly, not too much up and down, right? So but you might say, if I carry these movement thoughts, it makes me feel sad, right? But what I try to say, it, not saying that carry the emotion at the moment, carry the reason why you cry, the reason that you should carry every time. What is the reason that you cry when you lose someone else?
Because we are not ready. We are not ready to that happen. When something bad happen in our life, we are not ready.
Yes, exactly.
And then when time passes, then you accept it. accept what happened, why you're not sad anymore. But at that
And
moment, nobody's ready.
that's true. And next time when someone lost again, you will cry again. Right? Now, what is things you're not learning from a previous cry? So at that moment, you are not ready. It's okay. Yes.
Like, everybody's gonna die. You know, we're all gonna die. So, we don't accept that,
Mhm.
even if we know.
Yeah.
Never accept that,
Yeah.
that we're gonna die. So that's why I think.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah. Yeah.
For that.
So now what we have to learning from that point is at the very beginning, it's happening with me because I'm not ready. That's true. Now you should be ready at the next time, right? But shooting ready next time is you carry the reason the every day thing. Okay, who like if you very much like dog and cats who very much love someone, right? One day would be lose. The dog can be die, and then cat will die. If you were preparing at the very beginning, when you see each other, then at the moment you will not that much suffer, right? Sad feelings comes because of attachment, but it will not remaining long. It will not feel very heavy suffering as we never prepared. So therefore, we should prepare for that, even within self, right? That this is. And then sometimes we think it's thinking that is not right to think it because it makes me feel bad, right? If my parents die, it will die. My parents will die. Thinking that's some might think it's not makes me feel good, right? But I think like that not stopped you to serving parents. That not stopped you to thinking their kindness, right? So whatever we have opportunity, if you think my parents will be die one day, it makes better connections, right? But right now we are not thinking that because of that. Then we say, oh, one day I can go and see them, not today. And then days comes or not today here how it's postponing, right? When days comes that you decided make it right on the calendar that seeing my parents, or I have something else busy now, I will go next, I will go next, because we think we're not preparing that they're going to die, right? Every day you think that they will die, then you will see oftenly, and each time you see, you try not cause them have any suffering through by yourself because you know I'm separating from them, right? So that's kind of things we say, yeah, we should prepare now. As we learn, we should prepare now. Preparing is thinking every day. Thinking every day is just that preparing. And then when you lost someone, instead of having a lot of suffering, you will do something else. Better way to do it, right? So either like a spirituality way, sometime we can help them some kind of peace in their lifetime, in the next lifetime, or during the intermediate state being. We will do some chanting or some other good practice we will do for them instead of having like a lot of crying, right? This is better actually, you know. So yeah, so what happening in our life, we should learn from that, and then we always preparing that, right? So, but when I say way beginners, it's funny. During the time you cry, and if you are not cry, you're laughing, enjoying. When you look at that point, it's kind of like we're doing some kind of funny things, but we do have a reason why happening it, right? But at the point, if you look at the reality way, as I mentioned, if you cry here, you should cry. If you cry here, you should cry after a few years. Or if you're laughing here, you should be not sad or happy at the moment. Because if we look at the logic and reason, remaining same. Logic, but emotionally not same, that's true. But logic reason remaining same. That use the logic reason every time, carry every time and seize every time. That's control our suffering. And then also better way to connect it. Whoever, this is the parents that we are just keep example. and then whoever you love, you can prepare that. So we will lose, which is no one can help. Even very powerful, whoever we accepted powerful in this life, like in our spiritual way, no one can help that moment, right? That moment means not die. So no, it times comes, no one can help. That we should know, and then that's how we need to prepare, right? Okay. And then here saying contemplating on impermanence. We're just talking about that. You have to think again, and then makes you more equal. And then comparing here, it say at the other time, having experienced even a single suffering or dissatisfactions, they cry out in sorrow and short
Shout lamentation.
lamentations. They do not cry for major suffering, right? So, but do for so minor ones. So, major suffering, which is like the long-term suffering or our future suffering. And then the temporary suffering here is mentioning here, let's say in single suffering, which is like a temporary suffering happening in a moment. So let's look at the farmers or fishermen. They do suffer by the weather, heat, so hard and cold, right? Are they feel very suffer at the moment? They accept it and they're being patient with it, complete their job, right? The farmers, and then same the business people, right? Whoever doing business, sitting in like a restaurant, and then I can take an example as a cashier, right? Sitting in there 8 hours is boring, right? But if you are, but still they accepted it and they feel good because they choose to do that, and then they see some other benefit to doing that, right? All this, whatever we're doing in our daily life, the fishermen and the farmers, I think is a better example for us to understand, right? Because they are outside in very hot weathers, they're no problem. And then very cold weathers, they're no problem. But physically, yes, they feel suffering. Physically, they feel suffering. When cold weather, very feel suffering. Hot weather, very feel suffering, right? But inner strength, they accept it. They know it's happening, right? And then accept it. And then they are also more focusing on what they have to done. We're having long-term benefit. If I finish that, then whole year, I work 1 month my farm, and then whole year I can survive. So there are long-term benefit they see it, and then that help us at the moment and not really happily feel suffering, any weather condition, any circumstances, not happily feel suffering, right? The two reasons: one things you accept it, another things you are focusing on long-term happiness. So then they accept the single suffering. At the moment suffering, you accept it. When you accept it, somehow you not feel suffering, right? So otherwise, yeah. Mm. Sometimes we can test in our daily life. In our daily lives, we're impatient with some kind of weather condition, right? So hot, then you're jumping here and there, and then cold, then you just wearing layer and layer jacket, right? So, and then we express a lot of suffering that you feel, right? But the same weather, something comes that you are really wants to do it, interestingly do it, you will not feel that much hot, right? Yeah. Like I say, in our monastery, we have to go to the grow the corn, and then as we doing work for children's not really interested in doing this kind of things, right? The farmers, and then when small drop raining, they run because it's raining. So if this is your own, the farm, and you're doing by your own, then small drop running is not affect anything, right? But when we were young, dropping raining, then we all run. Oh, raining, we all run, right? So, but when you play in the soccer ground, heavily running, you not run. You continuous play it. See the what things makes different. One things you accept it, one things you do not accept it, right? So when you accept it, the heavy runs not affect you suffering. You are focused on the soccer, you play continuous, right? When you do not accept it, small drop of running, then you runs. You're not interested, you're not accept it. So let's see the how change our outside condition through by our own thoughts. So everything, the main engine is here in our thought, right? That if we can switch the thoughts, then everything's okay. Or like if you our thoughts or follow some kind of negative emotion, again sufferings comes. So all this usually we say it's mind game. Everything is a mind game in our daily life. So it is actually everything you can change by your mind. That you can make everything is good. Some kind of mind tuning there. Dying is good. Dying soon is good. Having long life is good. And both has a good reason. Becoming poor is good. Becoming rich is good. Because both has a good reason. Every moment is good then, right? So it's all mind thoughts. When you think reason to dying soon, then you're no problem. And then you're also having long life. That you have a good reason having long life, then no problem. Then becoming poor, if you have a good reason, all this reason talks in the text. So sorry. Then you're thinking that good reason, then becoming poor not affect anything. So you happily will survive your life and becoming rich as same also. They have a good reason. Therefore, everything is turns nice and happily that you can make. It's all the mind play, right? Okay. Let's stop here. If you have any question, we can do it, and also the discussion. Yes, please go ahead.
I just want like when you're talking about you know, Dharma practice on a continual basis, like every moment. I suppose do you have any sort of guidance on how to maintain that or how to do that?
Dharma practice.
Yeah, do you like is it sort of a very meditative in nature? Or or what is your mind state, I guess, at that?
What we're doing is we keep some prayer in daily life, right? And then which is reminding everything, reminding the meaning of the practice, and also reminding our doing continuous practice, because most of our prayer is kind of like a guidance to how to do practice. It's not just wishing for someone to turn magical, right? It's not that our prayer. Most of our prayer is guidance. If you look at the careful, recite the word, and the same time you think, that makes our daily practice better. And then we build up time by time, right? So, for example, the Buddhist practitioner, the refuge practice, right? The refuge practice, actually, the entire Buddhist practice, we can, if we look at it's included in the refuge practice. But sometimes we see the refuge practice as a simple, and then we're looking what else the higher then. Then all the higher not becoming higher without the refuge practice. Therefore, keep as refuge practice has included your daily karma, like a moral ethics practice. Refuge practice has included that like your the benefiting to others, compassion practice, because the refuge, the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, right? And then when we focus on taking refuge, the Dharma, it's remind all the Dharma actually, the compassion, forbearance, and then the moral ethics, all these Dharmas, right? So therefore, as a Buddhist practitioner, I can say more emphasize on the refuge practice, and then read something, keep some prayer that you every day you do it. The morning is the best time. Instead of like meditating, you can recite more, right? And then while you're reciting, think the meaning each line. That build up the habit that recite it and think meaning what you're reciting instead of you just quietly meditating, right? So that's quietly meditating is next step, not at the beginning step. The beginning step is take the reciting every day some kind of prayer. It routinely that is becoming your routine days, right? That's perhaps one kind of built up habit. Then you will do every day at the same time. And thinking meaning will help you to prepare to next meditations. It's you get more familiar of the meaning, right? When you're doing refuge. So even we have a 4-line, which we're using every time, the teaching and prayer, some beginning of prayer or some kind of like ceremonies at the beginning of ceremony. We use this 4-line. Because the 4-line is just 4-line. If you understand these 4 lines, teach you everything, right? So what basically I'm saying, not boring to reciting these things, because if we look at the meaning, how much you go deeper or more thinking meaning, it never makes you bored to repeating it. So that's how we began the practice. It's from beginning from the reciting some prayer or some text or some sutra. And then again, thinking meaning at the time, and then this is how it makes better. It's becoming part of your life now. Prayer is becoming your part of life. Thinking meaning is becoming your part of life. That's where do we build up the good habit. And then, yes, of course, then finally we have to accomplish or achieve those meaning, what we decide long time, what we thinking meaning long time, right? This kind of thing. Is this your answer?
Well, I'm wondering the 4 lines that you talked about, with the 4 measurables, would that be an example of what?
The 4-line there could be. If you look at our website, we have collected some kind of prayer there, beginning from refuge. You use that. And what we're doing is, when we were young, it's not only trained to the monks and nuns, also trained to the layperson. When we're young, the parents or teacher let us study up before we go to school and like a study. We have to clean every day clean the room. And then after clean the room, we do offering, the water offering, and then process. This is making it's making us like our routine practice, our daily practice. And then they're looking after us, right? The parents or teachers, they let us doing this every day. So even we don't think, oh, I don't have a dust in room, but every day we do that. So, and then after that, reciting the sutra or some kind of chanting. That's very helpful, actually, very helpful. The cleaning room is helpful, and offering is helpful. After offering, do prostration. All these actions are very helpful at the next level of practice, right? So therefore, begin for that is good. Yeah. Okay. Any question? Okay, that's good then. Yeah, we can stop here. Thank you so much, and thanks, Raya. Yeah.